International terrorism is one of the biggest threat that our nation India is facing continuously. So the illegal international insurgency is taking place because we share the largest borders with Pakistan, with Bangladesh, with China and with Nepal. And there is an insurgency, though in the borders our commandos, our defense forces take every precaution to encounter, to destroy the entry of terrorists at the very beginning itself. Because we are having the largest borders with thousands of kilometers of borders with these nations. So there is an infiltration now and then. Another important factor for continuous international terrorist activities that is taking place in India is there are vested interests working within our country, staying within India as Indians, or supporting these international terrorists by providing them a safe shelter. So this is another problem that we have to face, our government has to face. The problem, first thing is, it has to ensure that the very entry of terrorists from the borders are tackled and they are destroyed, their camps are destroyed. The other thing is, after they enter, they gain an illegal entry into our nation and they find safe shelters by the vested interests who are living within India as Indians, these anti-national Indians who are providing shelter for the international terrorists. This is a serious concern. So there are two ways. One is to counter terrorism. Another thing is to encounter terrorism. Encountering terrorism, all of us are aware. That is to our commandos, equipped commandos, to destroy the camps of terrorists. And at the place of terrorist acts taking place, our commandos ensure that the terrorists are destroyed. However, because of huge insurgency of terrorists within India, and once they gain access, they pose themselves as Indians and then plan terrorist activities. So the most important factor for international terrorism in India or in any other country for that matter is funding. The illegal funding, the illegal money, that is the black money that is provided by the vested interests within our country, and counterfeit currencies which is entering inside our nation through various forms from the borders. This illegal black money, that is the counterfeit currency, and the regular currency which is in the black money which is with the vested interests, passed on to these international terrorists so that their activities are spread across our country and they disturb the peace, they threaten the very nation itself. And there's a continuous loss of lives. The development of our nation is derailed, it has taken a back seat. So now, how to counter? What is the method that India has to counter the terrorist activities, international terrorist activities in India? So the National Investigation Agency, it's called as NIA, under the power of Unlawful Activities Prevention Act and by the command of the Union government, can conduct raids, can attack such terrorist camps, mainly in reference to the finance, that is the black money They can conduct raids. They are equipped. Only they must be given command by the central government. So they can go to any nook and corner of the country without any state's assistance or by taking the state police assistance. They're empowered. So they can go check the hideouts. They can check the hideouts of the international terrorists, and they can also check the hideouts and the whereabouts of the vested interests who are supporting them. So under this Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, NIA is empowered to counter the international terrorism within the country. Once the supply of money is cut to these international terrorists who are operating within our country, once the flow of money is cut, their activities come down. They cannot do anything without the money. So how does the money flow to them? One is, as I have informed you, is the black money, which is already there with the vested interests within India, within Indians who are anti-nationals, who wants to create uncertainty, who wants to create a threat within the nation by supporting such international terrorists who plant bombs in order to disturb the peace of our country. They have an ideology. Their ideology is to break up the unity of our country, and in order to create uncertainty, in order to derail the democratic process in the country, and by that act to achieve their illegal agenda of either attacking our country and taking away our resources, or taking part of our country in the borders, and to disturb the economy of our nation for various vested business reasons, political reasons. Therefore, the organization which is working to counter the terrorist activities in reference to flow of funds is NIA. They work under Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, and they are doing marvelous job in order to secure our nation by raiding the camps of the hideouts of these international terrorists and the vested interests located within India, the Indians, the anti-national in the guise of Indians who are supporting them by their black money. So it is very important for the Union government to ensure that black money within the country is taken into their custody. They must do everything. The Union government should not leave any stone unturned to act against the black money, which is indirectly helping the international terrorism acts within the country.